Shri Rajalakshmi Prakashan published. A textbook on fundamentals of agronomy 1. Authors: Dr. D. N. Jagtap, Dr. P. B. Pawar, Dr. U. V. Mahadkar. Chapter 1st. Agronomy, its definition, scope, role of agronomist and relationship of agronomy with other sciences. Agronomy is derived from a Greek word agros meaning field and nomos meaning to manage. Principles of agronomy deal with scientific facts in relations to environment in which crops are produced. So, agronomy is a branch of agricultural science which deals with principles and practices of soil, water and crop management. In recent times, agronomy has assumed newer dimensions and can be defined as a branch of agricultural science that deals with methods which provide a favorable environment to the crop for higher productivity. Norman, 1980, defined agronomy as the science of manipulating the crop environment complex with dual aims of improving agricultural productivity and gaining a degree of understanding of the process involved. Definition of agronomy. It is defined as an agricultural science deals with principles and practices of crop production and field management or. Agronomy is branch of agricultural science which deals with principles and practices of soil, water and crop management or. It is branch of agricultural science that deals with methods which provide favorable environment to the crop for higher productivity or. Agronomy is the scientific study of soil management and crop production, including irrigation and the use of herbicides, pesticides and fertilizers. Basic concepts of agronomy. Agronomy is considered as the mother or primary branch of agriculture. Like agriculture, it is nothing but an integrated and applied aspect of different disciplines of pure sciences. It has three distinct branches. Point 1. Crop science, mainly field crops. Point 2. Soil science. Point 3. Environmental science, that deals with applied aspects. The central theme of agronomy is of soil-crop environment relationship. The core of agronomy is the field of crop plants with the theme of controlling the environment, microclimate. The nature of agronomy is based on soil-plant environment relationship. Agronomy thus denotes activities on the ground to raise outspread and noble crops to obtain massive yields. Importance of agronomy. Among all the branches of agriculture, agronomy occupies a pivotal position and is regarded as the mother branch or primary branch. Like agriculture, agronomy is an integrated and applied aspect of different disciplines of pure sciences. Agronomy has three clear branches, namely: Point I, crop science, Point 2, soil science, and Point 3, environmental science that deals only with applied aspects. That is soil-crop environmental relationship. Agronomy is a synthesis of several disciplines like crop science, which includes plant breeding, crop physiology and biochemistry etc., and soil science, which includes soil fertilizers, manures etc., and environmental science which includes meteorology and crop ecology. Basic principles of agronomy. Agronomic principles are the ways and means for the better management of soil, plant and environment for economically maximum returns per unit area for years. Planning, programming and executing measures for maximum utilization of land, labor, capital and other factors of production. Choice of crop varieties adaptable to the particular agroclimate, land situation, soil fertility, season and method of cultivation and benefiting to the cropping system. Proper field management by tillage, preparing field channels and bunds for irrigation and drainage, checking soil erosion, leveling and adopting other suitable land improvement practices. Adoption of multiple cropping and also mixed or intercropping to ensure harvest even under adverse environmental conditions. timely application of proper and balanced nutrients to the crop and improvement of soil fertility and productivity. Correction of ill effects of soil reactions and conditions and increasing soil organic matter through the application of green manure, farmyard manure, organic wastes, biofertilizers and profitable recycling of organic wastes. Choice of quality seed or seed material and maintenance of requisite plant density per unit area with healthy and uniform seedlings. Proper water management with respect to crop, soil and environment through conservation and utilization of soil moisture as well as by utilizing water that is available in excess and scheduling irrigation at critical stages of crop growth. Adoption of adequate, need-based, timely and exact plant protection measures against weeds, insect pests, pathogens, as well as climatic hazards and correction of deficiencies and disorders. Adoption of suitable and appropriate management practices including intercultural operations to get maximum benefit from inputs dearer and difficult to get, low monetary and non-monetary inputs. Adoption of suitable method and time of harvesting of crop to reduce field loss and to release land for succeeding crops and efficient utilization of residual moisture, plant nutrients and other management practices. Adoption of suitable method of harvesting of crops post-harvest technologies. Agronomy was recognized as a distinct branch of agricultural science only since about 1900. The American Society of Agronomy was organized in 1908. Scope of agronomy. Point 1. Yield maximization with introduction of new cultivars HY versus. Point 2. Reduced cost of production due to proper crop management. Point 3. Better water use efficiency due to agronomic knowledge. Point 4. Special tillage and intercultural operations for better crop growth and maximizing harvesting index. Point 5. Appropriate soil fertility management can increase crop yields with lesser use of fertilizer for increased profit. Point 6. Reduced post-harvest loss due to agronomic knowledge and practices. Point 7. Intensive cropping patterns and integrated farming systems for sustainable agricultural growth and increased food production per unit area to feed teeming millions every year. Relation of agronomy to other sciences. Agronomy is a main branch of agriculture. It is synthesis of several disciplines like soil science, agricultural chemistry, crop physiology, plant ecology, biochemistry, and economics. The soil science helps the agronomist to thoroughly understand the soil physical, chemical, and biological properties to effect modification of the soil environment. The agricultural chemistry helps the agronomist to understand the chemical composition and changes involved in the production, protection, and use of crops and livestock. The crop physiology helps to understand the basic life process of crops to understand functioning of each parts of plant to determine their input requirement like nutrients etc. The plant ecology helps us to understand the associated environment in which the crops grown like the influence of weather, temperature, rainfall etc. The biochemistry shows the way in which biochemical process takes place in crops which helps to understand critical requirements to favorably activate this process. The economics paves the way for profit and loss analysis in farming. Agronomist. Agronomist is a scientist who is dealing with the study of problems of crop production and adopting recommending practices of better field crop production and soil management to get high yield and income. Agronomist, scientist who studies the principles and practices of crop production and soil management for production of food for human beings and feed for his animals. An agronomist is called as an expert of agriculture except veterinary science. Also known as doctor of plant. Agronomist is a specialized scientist in agronomy, which deals with the science of utilizing plants for food, fuel, feed and fiber. Agronomists are involved with many issues including food, feed and fuel production without impact on environment. Agronomists should be specializing in areas such as crop rotation, irrigation and drainage, plant breeding, soil science, weed control and disease and pest control. Role of agronomist. Generally, agronomist studies the problems of crop production and develops better ways of producing food, feed and fiber. Agronomist aims at obtaining maximum production at minimum cost. Example, developing efficient and economic field preparation method, that is, energy should be minimized, that is, what type of crop, in what season, etc. In a broader sense, agronomist is concerned with production of food and fiber to meet the needs of growing population. He develops efficient and economic field preparation method for sowing crops in different seasons. Flat bed, ridges and furrows. Agronomist shoulders the responsibilities of all social, economic, cultural problems in addition to field problems for the effective functioning of the farm in general. Agronomist exploits the knowledge developed by basic and allied, applied sciences for higher crop production. Agronomist carries out research on scientific cultivation of crops taking into account the effect of factors like soil, climate and crop varieties and adjust production techniques suitably depending on the situation. Since the agronomist cooperates and coordinates with all the disciplines of agriculture, it is essential that an agronomist should have training in other disciplines of agriculture also. He is also involved in selection of suitable crop and varieties to suit or to match varied seasons and soils. For example, red soil, groundnut, black soil, cotton, sandy soil, tuberous crops, saline soil, finger millet, ragi. In Kharif, if water is sufficient, go for rice, and water is not sufficient, go for maize, sorghum. Evolves efficient method of cultivation, whether broadcasting, nursery and transplantation or dibbling, etc., provides better crop establishment and maintain required population. He has to identify various types of nutrients required by crops including time and method of application. Example. For long duration rice, 150-60-60 kg NPK, short duration, 120-50 kg NPK per hectare, application of P and K as a basal and N in 3 splits. Agronomist must select a better weed management practice, either through mechanical or physical, by human work, or chemical, herbicides or weedicides. Example. 2-4D, or cultural, by having wide space it may increase weed growth by using interspace crops. Weeds are controlled by integrated weed management method also. Selection of proper irrigation method, irrigation scheduling, that is, irrigation timing and quantity based on the crops to be irrigated, whether to irrigate continuously or stop in between, and how much water to be supplied are computed by agronomy science so as to achieve maximum water use efficiency. Crop planning, that is, suitable crop sequence are developed by agronomist, that is, what type of crop, cropping pattern, cropping sequence, etc., rice pulse. Agronomists are also develops the method of harvesting, time for harvesting, etc., appropriate time of harvest essential to prevent yield loss. Agronomist is responsible for every decision made in the farm management. What type of crop to be produced? How much area to be allotted for each crop? How and when to market? How and when to take other management activities? All the decisions should be taken at appropriate time to efficiently use resources available.
We politely request, please like, share and subscribe our channel Sri Raj Lakshmi Publication.